going on, dude? Yak season, baby. That's where I am.
The sun shines bright from above.
What is going on, everybody? School is out for summer, or if you're an adult like us, it kind of just means it's getting hot outside. But with hot temperatures comes kayaking season.
To kiss the sun, to fight the fire.
So for the start of summer 2020, we have an epic 3-day primitive kayak camping trip just for you guys.
We made it to the river kind of just before sundown, which is okay because this is going to be a longer trip. We got 4 dudes with us, and right now we're just getting ready to go hit the river. Pretty stoked. Oh, yes. Yeah.
As you can tell, the river was raging. This is the highest cubic feet per second flow rate I have ever done the Llano at, making it well worth the 4-hour drive out west.
All right, we're approaching our first rapid section. That's a pretty good sized drop.
And when you're paddling around your big box store kayak full of 3 days worth of camping gear, you don't always have the most control. But hey, we make it work.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, yes. Woo.
Oh shit! Paddle, Chris, paddle! Bail out the boat!
Oh no,
Yes, Sanders! Woo!
Oh my gosh, we just hit the first big time rapid, and it's flowing a lot harder today than we've ever seen the Llano. I think we're all buckling up. It's gonna be a fun ride this trip. All right, let's get back after it.
That was fun.
Work, team. It is so ideal right now because we have a huge we have a huge tailwind, and so it's just pushing us along with little to no effort, which is good because we're running behind on times. What are we about to send?
The Beef Boy Rapid, the elbow. It's a steep, curving rapid. It's awesome.
So this is definitely one of the more hairy rapids because it has a sharp turn in it.
Yeah, Sanders! At this point in time, we had rampaged down a couple huge rapids, flipped a few of our kayaks, and the sun was setting right behind us. That basically meant we were running out of time to find a camp spot, but man, there were grins from ear to ear. We had a gnarly crew out there, and we were just having such a blast. Yeah, Chris! Every time we go on one of these trips, it's a motley crew. I actually don't think we've ever had the same people on more than one trip, like ever. This was Sanders' first time and he was crushing it. He had a few close calls and one complete flip, but he picked everything up like a trooper and we were on our way again. This is one of the few sports that can beat you up, but you'll be smiling the whole way, and I guarantee you'll want to go on another trip.
This is why we keep coming back to the Llano. Oh no, Chris! See ya! Wouldn't want to be ya! What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another one. We are out here on one of our favorite rivers because flow rates are crushing it right now. You've got Bennett, Chris, Sanders, and right now we're just looking for a place to camp. We've already done a little bit of paddling. Our adventure to try and find a campsite we're racing the clock again. I feel like we're always racing the clock on night one, but there aren't a lot of good camping locations on this section. You know, it's a lot of huge boulders or cliffs. Onward.
It would have been hard to predict how ominous this evening was going to turn out. All signs pointed to a routine experience, but that was not going to be the case this time around.
All right, the sun has officially set and looks like we're pulling over for a potential camp spot. I'm pretty sure we have just found ourselves a campsite. As you can see, it's pretty freaking dark out here already. So Chris found a nice sandy section of the river, and a little bit late to camp, that's all right. Nothing we haven't done before.
We proceeded with the usual setting up camp, pitching tents, and getting a fire started for food. However, for some reason things just felt off. We would soon find out our suspicions were true. Things were off. Night hunters. These guys were patrolling the river looking for coyote and vermin to shoot, shining a light on the shore and hoping for eyes to stare back at them. Our biggest concern is that there's a lot of reflective material on kayak camping gear, and we did not want to get stuck in the crossfire. At this point, the smartest thing to do was to pack up all of our gear and head downriver.
Right now we're checking out the bank because there's a rapid coming up, and either we camp above the rapid or we have to go down the rapid. Okay, we just found ourselves a nice island. Yeah, right now we're just kind of checking to make sure there's firewood, because that's going to be key to cooking our dinner, even though it's about 11 o'clock.
So we set up camp, found a beautiful little beach, really soft sand, great firewood, got an awesome fire going. We've been paddling, so we were getting pretty hungry at that point. And then someone showed up boat hunting with their spotlights, and then paddled in the dark through a few rapids, around a few bends, tried a few different camp spots, didn't really like them, and now we found this beautiful rock shelf, this beautiful limestone shelf.
You guys will see that tomorrow morning. Oh my gosh, we've worked so hard for this. Cheers, boys. Cheers. Cheers. Dude, that's perfect.
Yeah, straight from Utah.
Are you an ultralighter, or did you just forget all your stuff?
I'm just an idiot.
What we're talking about, this is his mat. It's a yoga mat. What are you using as a pillow?
Pillow? What's a pillow?
He's got a towel.
Oh, y'all have pillows?
We went to bed entirely too late because of the setbacks. Good weather does make up for bad sleep though, and we had tons of that the next day.
We're trying no more. It's cold on the floor, cold on the floor. This house has never been the same as before. It's never felt warm, never felt warm. There's something moving through the windows and walls.
It sounds like everybody was warm enough, which is solid. That's what you want.
Yeah.
The ratings are in, and sleeping on a rock slab is not ideal. We're taking it slow this morning. We have absolutely no rush. We don't have a whole lot of ground to cover today before we arrive at our next designated camp spot that, we don't know if it exists or not, but it looks promising on Google Earth. So we're gonna have that adventure later on. But today's gonna be beautiful. So far there's not a cloud in the sky. Pretty decent temperatures, 80s, sunny. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. All right, bro, day 2. What's it looking like for us? What's in store?
Got the fire stoked, we're stoked, about to get some coffee stoked. Life's good.
I only sleep to rest. I need a love just like you gave. I haven't found it yet, found it yet. different places to see, and know how to dream, know how to dream. So there's a wound that I'm moving slow, though it don't show, though it don't show. I've got a hole where nothing grows. How little you know, how little you know.
Do a little morning dip to wake up, you know, knock the chill off. Get some water as well.
Yeah.
Those feel pretty good. Yeah, dude, Corona.
I know you all can share the feeling of peace when you wake up in nature. I think that's why we all go camping and why we always go back.
And we are happy when I'm walking that line. It's all in my mind, all in my mind. I paint the ceiling so that nobody knows.
Alright guys, we are about to push off for the day. We took our time in a big way, making breakfast, just exploring, and really taking in the sights. You can see it's just beautiful back in there. Unreal, looks like the Caribbean with blue water. Alright, we are leaving the campsite for day number 2. Facing a pretty strong headwind right now. Now we're entering the cliff corridor. Wow, this is cool, guys.
The Llano Uplift is a region in the Texas Hill Country most notable for its huge granite domes, but you'll also find towering sandstone cliffs here on this section of the Llano. One of the great things about this river is the diversity of geology that you'll see. It's ever-changing, just like the adventure along the way.
Oh! Alright, we're just gonna pull in for a quick break. Little life straw action.
Get a little of that Giardia action.
This little piece alone has saved me from packing in 20 pounds worth of water. For only spending $20, this is the biggest way to drop weight on your kayak or your camping adventure. Nice.
Feels so good in here.
Nice.
Like sun-warmed spring water.
Yeah.
We are all creatures of
We tried our hand at fishing, but on day 1 we hit a rapid and it washed the tackle box right out of the boat.
Yeah.
So we were kind of stuck with a tiny grub and a fly rod with not many flies.
When the boys run off with the bilge.
know how soon will you fly? Away,
These slow rolling wave trains never get old, especially when your views are blue sky. We're making our final approach to the HL Bluffs. These things are incredible, 400 feet tall. And we're gonna be camping somewhere in this general area. Oh! All right, we're just looking for a place to camp. Our options are very limited at the moment. We got 2.5 hours of sun.
wild and troubled is it?
Here we go. Oh gosh. Well, this rapid is a little bit special because we have a bunch of cows on either side of the river. Alright guys, it's looking like we found our camp spot for the night. It is actually pretty convenient because tomorrow morning we have about a 500-yard.
It's about as convenient
Alright,
as it'll get.
we have a ton of cows that are all around us. Once again, a completely legal riverbed camp spot. We're cooking a feast tonight, guys. We're cooking up the most sausages.
Time to put up my tent.
All right, dude, you're all set up for the night. These are gonna be our neighbors for the night.
Oh. Getting the coals ready for some grilling. We are starving, man. We need some nutrition to replace everything we've expended.
Today was actually a pretty tough day of paddling. There are several long lakes that I didn't really show, and we were facing a headwind basically the entire time. So by the time we hit our campsite, everybody was kind of ready to just eat and refuel. And of course, we got to experience another one of those beautiful hill country sunsets. Before we knew it, the next morning was upon us, and it was time to pack up and take in the sights for our last morning out on the river. Sanders took a gander at the fishing, and the rest of us were just like robots packing up, but at the same time appreciating the environment that we had been in for the past 72 hours.
Good morning, guys. We all just kind of woke up at the same time. Right now we're just packing up camp. We only have like 500 yards left to paddle, so it's gonna be a really, really casual morning. The Llano River delivered yet again.
It's impossible not to reflect back on these videos as I edit them. And really, I think what strikes me every single time I go through the process is that I'm just so fortunate to have my friends by my side out on these adventures. And I'm a part of their adventure just as much as they're a part of mine. I hope this is something that we never stop doing. Here's to the next one.
The unloading stage is always a little bit tricky, so for this particular trip, we parked 2 cars at the takeout and then 2 cars at the launch. So we're gonna put all the kayaks into Bennett's truck and then pack the 4 of us into the truck and the 4Runner. And then we're gonna go back up to the launch where the Jeeps are. And from there, it's gonna be the most efficient way to go ahead and head our own ways. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 yaks in the deal. Epic, dude. Yes. Such a good trip. Bring it in, dude. Hell yeah. Good stuff, guys. Peace, y'all. See you guys. We got CJ and Stephanie here. They actually came to the Llano because they watched some of our videos. They recognize the Jeeps and the crew, so they're gonna do a little bit of camping themselves. That's what it's all about, guys.